I mostly read public domain books here on Glenn Reads Books to You, and they were written a long time ago, so they're usually racist, or sexist, or bigoted, but in there somewhere is a story, and that's why those stories are famous. Other times, I read works from independent authors, and they're delightfully not racist, but they might have adult language or adult situations, like, making sex. So that's your warning, but I'm sure you're grown up enough to handle it. Don't write to me complaining. Chili dogs. Oh, God, it's the only thing I can make being trapped in this. Oh, son of a. All right, fine. Take a seat, you little idiot. I was just reflecting on the fact that I have figured out how to order from Amazon all the ingredients I need to make cold chili dogs. So I just sit here in this chair with my bad knees, never leaving, and just pooping and peeing in my chair because my knees suck and I refuse to walk on them. So I'm not walking up to the bathroom, not walking in the kitchen, definitely not walking to bed. I just exist in this chair the whole time. And now I make chili dogs. The ingredients are easy. Hot dogs, which last forever in any temperature, buns, which can get moldy sometimes, and chili. Throw them all together and you make a delicious dish that I've been surviving on for days. So, welcome to the Glenn Reads Books to You mansion. It's a fun little bit where I pretend to live in a mansion and not just recording in my basement. This is where I read the hottest public domain books and short stories. This week we're going to read 4 Men in a Cave by Stephen Crane. You want to learn a little bit about Stephen Crane? Sure. I stole this from Wikipedia. Stephen Crane, born November 1st, 1871, died June 5th. 1900. He didn't last very long. Poor guy. He was a American poet, novelist, and short story writer, prolific throughout his short life. He wrote notable works in the realist tradition, as well as early examples of American naturalism and impressionism. He is recognized by modern critics as one of the most innovative writers of his generation. In 1896, Crane endured a highly publicized scandal after appearing as a witness in the trial of a suspected prostitute. An acquaintance named burping. It's the chili dogs. Dora Clark. Late that year, he accepted an offer to travel to Cuba as a war correspondent. We're just going to move past that. As he waited in Jacksonville, Florida, for passage, he met Cora Taylor, with whom he began a long-lasting relationship. En route to Cuba, Crane's vessel, the SS Commodore, sank off the coast of Florida, leaving him adrift for 30 hours in a dinghy. Crane described the ordeal in the, quote, open boat, unquote, during the final years of his life. He covered conflicts in Greece, accompanied by Cora, recognized as the first woman war correspondent, and later lived in England with her. He was befriended by writers such as Joseph Conrad and H.G. Wells. Plagued by financial difficulties and ill health, Crane died of tuberculosis in a Black Forest sanitarium in Germany at the age of 28. And the park was such a great experience for me as a man who lives in his chair for a whole week until you visit again. I thought we should go back out to the park again. Let's walk across the field, outside the backyard, and over the forest, and into the park, and I will read you this story. Come on, it's fine. There's nothing weird about this. We're going to a public park. Yes, we're going through the woods outside my backyard, but once we get out of the woods, we can just sit down at a park bench and nothing's creepy. I'm tired of you accusing me of being creepy all the time. I'm fine. Everything is fine. So just come with me. Here we go. As I'm going to read 4 Men in a Cave, which doesn't sound scary at all. It sounds totally normal. 4 men trapped in a cave, I imagine. I don't know. Never read the story before. Come over here. Here we go. Here's the bench. And take a little seat. Here we go. Beautiful park. Children playing. Moms screaming at their children as we read this story. 4 Men in the Cave. Yep, that's a little tight. Okay, 4 Men in the Cave by Stephen Crane. The moon rested for a moment on the top of that tall pine on a hill. Oh, the little man was standing in front of the campfire making orations to his companions. We can tell a great tale when we get back to the city if we investigate this thing, he said. In conclusion, they were one. The little man was determined to explore a cave because its black mouth had gaped at him. The four men took a lighted pine knot and clambered over the boulders down the hill. In a thicket on the mountainside lay a tilted hole. At its side, they halted. Well, said the little man. What is this little man? Like an actual little person or just someone smaller than the rest? They fought for the last place, and the little man was overwhelmed. He tried to struggle from under by crying that if the fat, pudgy man came after, he would be corked. But he finally administered a cursing over his shoulder and crawled into the hole. His companions gingerly followed. A passage... the floor of damp clay and pebbles. Oh. The walls slimy, green mossed, and dripping, sloped downward. In the cave atmosphere, the torches became studies in red blaze and black smoke. "Ho!" cried the little man, stifled and bedraggled. "Let's go back." His companions were not brave. They were last. The next one to the little man pushed him on, so the little man said sulphurous words and cautiously continued his crawl. Things that hung seemed to be on the wet... Oh, God damn it. Uneven ceiling, ready to drop upon the men's bare necks. Under their hands, the clammy floor seemed alive and writhing. When the little man endeavored to stand erect, the ceiling forced him down. The knobs and points came out and punched him. His clothes were wet and mud-covered, and his eyes, nearly blinded by smoke, tried to pierce the darkness, always before his torch. I say, you fellows, let's go back, cried he. At that moment he caught the gleam of trembling light in the blurred shadows before him. Oh, Christ. Ho! He said, there is another way out. The passage turned abruptly. The little man put one hand around the corner, but it touched nothing. He investigated and discovered that the little corridor took a sudden dip down a hill. At the bottom shone a yellow light. Well, the little man wriggled painfully about and descended feet in advance. The others followed his plan. All picked their way with anxious care. The traitorous rocks rolled from beneath the little man's feet and roared thunderously below him. Lesser stone loosened by the men above him. And hit him in the back. He gained seamlessly firm foothold and turning halfway about, swore readily at his companions for dolts and careless fools. The pudgy man sat, puffing and perspiring, high in the rear of procession. The fumes and smoke from 4 pine knots were in his blood. Cinders and sparks lay thick in his eyes and hair. The pause of the little man angered him. "Go on, you fool," he shouted. "Poor, painted man, you are afraid." "Ho!" said the little man. "Come down here and go on yourself, imbecile." The pudgy man vibrated with passion. He vibrated with passion. "Lean downward, idiot." He was interrupted by one of his feet, which flew out and crashed into the man in front of the below. And he was not well to quarrel upon a slippery incline. And when the unknown is below, the fat man, having lost the support of one pillar-like foot, lurched forward. His body smote the next man, who hurtled into the next man. Then they all fell upon the cursing little man. They slid in a body down over the slippery, slimy floor of the passage. The stone avenue must have wibble-wobbled with the rush of his ball of a tangled man and cries. The torches went out with the combined assault upon the little man. The adventurers whirled to the unknown in darkness. The little man felt that he was pitching to death. But even in his convulsions, he bit and scratched at his companions. Oh, for he was satisfied that it was their fault. The swirling mass went some 20 feet and lit upon a dry place in a strong yellow light of candles. It dissolved and became eyes. The 4 men lay in a heap upon the floor of a great chamber. A small fire smoldered in the corner, the smoke disappearing in a crack. In another corner was a flat bed. Oh, God, son of a... I think we need to... faded hemlock boughs and 2 blankets. Cooking utensils and clothes lay about with boxes and a barrel. Of these things, oh, Christ, 4 men took small cognizance. The pudgy man did not curse the little man, nor did the little man swear in the abstract. 8 widened eyes were fixed upon the center of the room of rocks. I'm thinking, perhaps, that I should probably take a break. Do you mind coming to the bathroom with me? I know this is all about being in an open area, and I'm not, oh, Christ, that's not a good sign. It's pretty bad. Why don't we go to the public restroom here at the park, which is never a good thing. It's always dirty and gross and smells bad. But I'll continue reading this story over there. Oh, thank God. Thanks for coming with me. Oh. I'm in a bad way. Oh, the chili dogs I've been making lately that I've been surviving on as I live in a chair for an entire week before you come visit me is apparently taking effect. So why don't we... Oh, Christ. Finish this story. A great gray stone, cut squarely like an altar, sat in the middle of the floor. Over it burned 3 candles in swaying tin cups hung from the ceiling. Before it, with what seemed to be a small volume clasped in his yellow fingers, stood a man. He was an infinitely sallow person in the brown cloak shirt of plows and cows. The rest of his apparel was boots. A long gray beard dangled from his chin. He fixed glinting, fiery eyes upon the heap of men and remained motionless. Fascinated, their tongues cleaving, their blood cold, they arose to their feet. The gleaming glance of the recluse swept slowly over the group until it found the face of the little man. There it stayed and burned. The little man shriveled and crumpled as the dried leaf under the glass. Finally, the recluse slowly, deeply spoke. It was a true voice from a cave, cold, solemn, and damp. Oh. It's your auntie, he said. What? Said the little man. The hermit tilted his beard and laughed a laugh that was either the chatter of a banshee in a storm or the rattle of pebbles in a tin box. His visitor's flesh seemed ready to drop from their bones. They huddled together, their cast fearful eyes over their shoulders. They whispered. A vampire, said one. A ghoul, said the other. A druid before the sacrifice, murmured another. The shade of an Aztec witch doctor, said the man. Well, as they looked, the inscrutable face underwent a change. It became a livid background for his eyes, which blazed as the little man, like impassioned carbuncles, I'm not looking that up. His voice rose to a howl of ferocity. It's your auntie. With a panther-like motion, he drew a long, thin knife and advanced, stooping. 2 cadaverous hounds came from nowhere and, scowling and growling, made desperate feints at the little man's legs. His quaking companions pushed him forward. Tremblingly, he put his hand to his pocket. How much? He said, with a shivering look at the knife that glittered. The carbuncles faded. $3, said the hermit, in sepulchral tones which rang against the walls and among the passages, awakening long-dead spirits and voices. The shaking little man took a roll of bills from his pocket and placed 3 ones in quotes upon the altar-like stone. The recluse looked at the little volume with reverence in his eyes. It was a pack of playing cards. Under the 3 swinging candles, upon the altar-like stone, the gray beard and the antagonized little man played at poker. The 3 other men crouched in a corner and stared with eyes that gleamed with terror. Oh, before them sat the cadaverous hounds licking their red lips. The candles burned low and began to flicker. The fire in the corner expired. Finally, the game came to a point where the little man laid down his hand and quavered. "I can't call you this time, sir. I am dead broke." What?" shrieked the recluse. Not call me. Villain, dastard, cur. I have 4 queens, miscreant." His voice grew so mighty that he could not fit his throat. Oh, he choked, wrestling his lungs for a moment, and the power of his body was concentrated the word, "Go." He pointed a quivering yellow finger at a wide crack in the rock. The little man threw himself at it with a howl. His erstwhile frozen companions felt their blood throb again. With great bounds, they plunged after the little man. A minute of scrambling, falling, and pushing brought them to open air. They climbed the distance to their camp and... Oh, God damn it. Furious Springs? The sky in the east was a lurid yellow. In the west, the footprints of departing night lay on the pine trees. In front of the replenished campfire sat John Wilkersons, the guide. "Oh, hello," he shouted at their approach. "Be you fellers ready to go deer hunting?" Without replying, they stopped and debated among themselves in whispers. Finally, the pudgy man came forward. "John," he inquired, "do you know anything peculiar about this cave below here?" "Yes," said Wilkins at once. "Tom Gardner." "What?" said the pudgy man. Tom Gardner. How's that?" "Well, you see," said Wilkins slowly as he took the dignified pulls at his pipe, "Tom Gardner was once a family man." That's Family. Oof. Who lived in these parts on a nice little farm. He used go away to the city often. I hate when they do this. And one time he got a gambling in one of them there dens. And he would the dickens. Oh, right quick then. At last he come, that's K-U-M, home one time and told his folks that he had, raced up and sold the farm and all he had in the world. His little wife, she died then. Well, Tom went crazy, and soon after, the narrative was interrupted by the little man who became possessed of devils. "I would give a cuss if he had left me enough money to get home on the dog-ogged, gray-haired red pirate," he shrilled in a seething sentence. The pudgy man gazed at the little man calmly and sneeringly. "Oh, well," he said, "we can tell a great tale when we get back to the city after having investigated this thing." "Go to the devil," replied the little man. "Ah, well, I think I'm finally done. Let's get out of this bathroom that smells like an outhouse and looks like it's covered in dirt. And why don't we walk back to the mansion and talk about what the hell we just read?" Well, thanks for hanging out in the bathroom with me. As we walk back to the mansion, to the warm little fireplace where I will smoke a cigarette and you'll just go the hell home because I don't want you in my house anymore. What do we learn from this story? A bunch of people go into a cave. For some reason, they're specifically calling out a little man and a fat man. The little man is not respected by his group. And he's sent in front to go do all the stuff. And there's like a fat man who I think is just kind of comedic effect, possibly, and everybody else. And so they finally go down to a secret little lair where there's a man there with dogs. And he goes, gamble with me. So they gamble, and the little man says, "I've run out of money." And the guy goes, you suck, get out of here, and points to a crevasse that they can escape through to get back outside. And they go back outside, and Willikerins, I guess, is a person that was guiding them or something. Says, oh yeah, there was a guy here that he used to gamble a lot and he died. That's it. And that's kind of the end of the story. So, what do we learn? If you're going to go into a cave, and you're going to send what you consider to be the weakest person down, but that weakest person winds up doing all the gambling for you and eventually gets you out of the cave from a supernatural needs, then respect that person. Don't keep referring to him as the little man. At the end, he says, like, go to the devil, because they're just, like, still making fun of him. Don't be a dick. That guy literally got you out of there. But that's not what we're learning here. According to the author, we should just learn that you're a small man, and you'll never be a full-grown man like the rest of us. Well, that was a lot of fun. Hey, thanks for hanging out in the bathroom with me. Maybe I'll see you next week. Well, it appears you found me in the part of the podcast I hate the most, where I tell you all about the places on the internet where you can find me. You can tell I hate this because of the sound effects making it sound like a stormy night in the drawing room of the damned. Now, are you cool? I like cool people. It's the reason why I got involved in this business to begin with, just to meet cool people, not losers. So if you're cool, feel free to go over to my website, nuzzlehouse.com. But if you go there, you get to hear some of the other stuff that I and my wife work on, like the Radio Mystery Theater show, where we try to recreate the same show that used to be on in the 70s, but they don't make any episodes anymore. So we make our own, and we just steal all their commercials. And also Just Stay in the Curious Mind. We made a Christmas album. If you go to our link tree, you can see that we made a Christmas album. It's the first thing we did after getting married, which I think everyone should do when they get married, is start talking about the Christmas album they're going to make. And since I think you might be cool, you can always just email me directly. glenn.nuzzles@gmail.com. But don't email if you're a nerdlinger or a dork. Now, back to business. I can't believe I drank all of them already. There's got to be one left.